Hey everyone, I'm Becky from Bookbite Reviews, and today I have another reading bullet journal video for you. Today I'll be showing you how I set up my 2021 yearly spreads as well as my January spreads. I'm doing a lot of spreads that I haven't done before, so this is going to be a much chattier video. This year for my reading journal, I decided to try a different one than the one that I used for 2020. This is the Hustler's Dotted Notebook by Hustle Co. As you can see, it is pretty plain, so I am going to decorate it with some stickers, which I did include. First, I'm deciding on how I want to place them. So I have Read More Diverse Books, I have a Twilight sticker, a Harry Potter Broaden Your Minds, a Throne of Glass sticker, and then of course I have my Bookbite Review sticker in the middle. I decided to go ahead and also decorate the back. So I have my L'Amour sticker of 2 skeletons, a You're Just as Sane as I Am, a Spells A through D, a sticker that says I Just Want to Give You the Creeps, and one that says Read More Books. All of these stickers either came from Redbubble or from the Bookish box. So first we have just my title page. I decided I wanted my theme to be green, gold, and black and to be just very simple and easy. I do kind of wish that I would have taken my time a little bit more with my handwriting just to make it a little bit cleaner, but overall, I'm cool with it. You will see that I do mess up on the 2021 part in the back and make the line too long, so I just went in with some whiteout. Next is a spread that I didn't do last year because I didn't think I needed it, and I actually referred to it online all of the time, which is just a cheat sheet for bullet journals to know what's a quarter, a third, or half. I try to make it as aesthetically pleasing as possible by doing my 3 colors. Next up are my reading goals. So I was going to make a reading goals of 2021 video, but most of my goals are the same as last year, so I felt like the video would be kind of boring. So let's just go through them in this video. So the first one is to read 100 books. I do have a grid set up with 100 squares on it, and then I have a key at the bottom that shows you what color matches what month. As I read a book, I will put a design in that square matching the color to not only designate that I have read 100 books, but also when I read them as well. And then I also have a section for the total number of books I read in case I read over 100. On the next page are the rest of my goals. I have read more from my shelves, which is out of 190, which is a lot more than I had last year. Catch up on my considered for review, which is only 26. Finish 5 series. Reread the 3 books in Twilight that I have not read in a very, very long time. Read the entirety of the Throne of Glass series for the first time. Read 3,000 pages a month. Read 12 thick books. On the right, you will see I made an open book spread, which is where I will put all of my Jennifer L. Armentrout books that I need to read as well. And then my last goal is to read 20 books with BIPOC rep. Now, in case you don't know what BIPOC is, it stands for Black, Indigenous, People of Color. So I wanted to make sure to set a goal where I read more books that did have rep. I also want to make sure that all of these books with rep are also written by Black, Indigenous, or People of Color authors. Now, to some, 20 may seem like a lot. To me, it doesn't sound like a whole lot, but it felt like an attainable goal to start with. I want to see how easy or hard it is to do this year and then increase it for the next year. Now, I know that I had 2 open book spreads back to back, but honestly, I really love this spread. I really like how it looks, and I couldn't think of a different way other than list format to do these 2 goals. Next is my 2021 in review. This is a spread that I did last year, but basically each month I track how many physical books I read, audiobooks, ebooks, ARCs, and graphic novels. And then I do have a spot for overall totals at the end. Next is my pages read spread, and I decided to do it the exact same as last year by doing these small book icons. And then again, I have a spot at the bottom to do an overall page count. The next spread is one that I did not do last year. So last year I decided to track all of my social stats. This year I've decided that really isn't important to me. I really don't care how many followers I have on Instagram or Twitter. I really only care about my booktube. So I have a goal this year to try to get to 1,000 subscribers. So I did create these little TV icons that are in kind of like a treasure map format that I will cross off as I reach every 50 subscribers until I reach 1,000. Next is my Books and Bites spread. So this is where I write down the book that I pick for my monthly book club each month and then my star rating. Something that I did not do last year is to include a space for my favorite book of the year. So I am really excited to track that this year as well. Next up are two spreads that I've never done before. The first one I am ridiculously excited to do, which is my Battle of the Books. So I saw this in Little Inkling's Always Fully Booked reading journal that she does, and I decided to go ahead and copy it into my reading journal. Basically, it is a bracket system. This is where each month I put my favorite book of that month, and then finally you get your best book of the year. The other spread that I'm doing for the first time is rainbow books. So I created this very colorful rainbow, and my plan is to read a book in each color. Now I decided to do this because I personally really love book covers and design, so it's something that I definitely pay attention to. And I thought maybe this would be kind of like a really good challenge because I want to pick books that are majority of that color, not a book that has a little bit of blue on it so it counts. I want it to be a book that is basically entirely blue. So it is an easy challenge, but also slightly difficult the way that I'm doing it. When I read a book that is that color, I will then write the title within the rainbow. Next is my favorite book spread. So I have 6 shelves between the 2 pages that I have filled with books. I believe I did 50 books. Last year I did this spread and I only did it on 1 page, and I absolutely loved this spread. It is one of my favorites. However, having it on 1 page, it is very hard to fit longer titles on it. So this year I decided to go with 2 pages to spread it out and give me some more room to write those longer titles. And I also have a couple books that are front facing just to give it a little bit more pizzazz. Next, I decided to do a top 10 spread. This is something that I did not do last year. I did consider also doing a bottom 5 because I do always make a top 10 and a bottom 5 list, but I've decided I don't want to be so negative, so I'm not going to make a spread of the worst books I read because who wants to remember that? I also decided to do a 2021 TBR of all the books that I would really like to get to, which would be cool if I get to them, and if not, no big deal. So it's a very loose list of books to read this year. So now you will notice that the lighting and position has changed, and that is because it is the next day. These spreads did take me 2 days to complete. So first I am going back through all of my yearly spreads and filling them in. This is something that I usually don't show you guys because I usually fill it out later because it takes more time, and I try to make these videos as short as possible. But I decided to go ahead and just leave it in this time in case you guys are curious about what I want or will be reading. Now moving on to my January spreads. So for January, I decided I wanted to do the theme of winter and snow. So I did find this really cool font that has snow on the tops of all your letters and just kind of replicated it for all of my header images. I then also created this little cute snowman at the bottom, and I really liked how it turned out. Next is my TBR. Again, we have these snow-capped letters at the top, and then I just did 10 little snowflake checkboxes for each of the books that I would like to try to read this month. The next spread is one that I've never done, so I've decided to no longer do my booktube spread because I found that I wasn't filling it out, and so it became a useless spread that I did every month in hopes of filling it out, and now I have officially succumbed to the fact that I'm not going to fill it out. So I decided to create a reading plan. I have 4 boxes of dates throughout the month, so I've basically split it up into 4 weeks, and this will hopefully help me plan out what needs to get done in order to feel accomplished when I set up these TBRs. Next is my pages and days read. I normally do the days read on the left side and the pages on the right, but I accidentally switched them, and I honestly think I like this better because I always fill out the pages read first. So I have these very sloppy and loose circles, which I am using to represent snowballs. I wanted them to be imperfect so that they would kind of look like snowballs. I don't know if it comes across that way to you guys, but to me it does. Inside each snowball, I will put how many pages I read each day. And then for my days read, I just have a key at the bottom. As I read each day, I will draw a snowflake in that color. So at the end, it will be a beautiful blizzard of different color snowflakes. And then last but not least is my books read page. This is one that I do every single month and fill out religiously. I love this spread so much, but I have decided to do it differently. So normally I track when I start and finish a book. I've realized that it really doesn't matter in the long run, so I've decided to cut that out. Instead, now I'm only leaving space for title, author, rating, and how the book was read, whether it be audio, physical, or ebook. And now the final flip through. Thank you guys so much for checking out this video. I hope that it brings you some inspiration for your own bullet journals. If you have any questions about the spreads or where I've gotten any of my inspiration from, leave a comment and I will be sure to respond. Don't forget, if you enjoyed this video, to also give it a thumbs up. Keep reading, stay safe, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!